Hello everyone and welcome to Metro TV. I'm your host Andy Hoig, CEO and publisher of Metro Magazine. We have a great show for you today. I'll be talking to Penny Parker from Completely Kids, Julie Schrader from Rejuvenating Women, and a couple wonderful ladies from the Blue Barn Theater. So don't go away, we'll be right back. Well, I'm here with Penny Parker with Completely Kids. Penny is the executive director. Penny, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having me. We really appreciate the chance to tell you a little bit about our organization.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about what is Completely Kids.
Okay. Well, first of all, we used to be called Campfire USA for many years. And about 8 years ago, we changed our name to really reflect more what we do in Omaha. We are an organization that is neighborhood-based. We serve a variety of children and families through after-school programs and parent education programs. Our overall goal is to really address intergenerational poverty. That's what we do through all of our programs.
And you kind of focus on two schools, is that correct? I mean, or those are the two schools in the neighborhood? I mean, I don't want to say that's the main focus, but...
We actually have 13 different locations.
Okay, you have, okay, wow,
Yes.
Okay.
We're in 7 schools in OPS.
Okay.
We're in a private Catholic school, the Ronald McDonald House, 3 homeless shelters in our building.
Wow, okay, so, because I was just reading through the article again this morning, and they mentioned 2 schools, Liberty, and there was another one that's just kind of close by in the neighborhood, but you do much more than that.
Right.
So,
Jackson School.
Okay, Jackson School. So talk about, I mean, why is this important? I mean, why is Completely Kids important?
You know, I think Completely Kids plays a very critical role in our community. We're primarily serving the South Omaha community, but our approach is really holistic. We really believe you have to engage the parents as well as the child to make a difference. So we're the only organization serving children in the homeless shelters, as well as providing after-school family programs and the weekend food program.
Yeah, and like you said, that is so important because if you just focus on the kids and not the parents, there's that kind of disconnect and that gap in between. And to bring them, to have them both working together is really important.
Yeah, it's critical. One time a parent told me, I'll never forget this, the most important role of our organization is we lighten his load as a parent. And that's what we do, work inside parents, not in place of parents.
Yeah. So you just, Completely Kids, the building, just had a big renovation and a big expansion. So let's talk a little bit about that, because that was big.
It was huge, in fact.
Yeah, huge.
Yes. In fact, it was a $11.3 million capital campaign.
Wow.
We raised the money about over 15 months due to the generosity of all our donors in Omaha.
That's incredible. And you've been in that building for how long?
The administrative offices moved back last October.
Okay.
And the kids and the parents came back actually right after Memorial Day this year.
Okay, because I know you had a big grand opening celebration in May.
Yes, we did. We had a donor reception, a community open house, and a parent and child open house.
Okay, nice. So what are some, I mean, what was the renovation? What was the expansion? What did you add on?
Well, we added on a lot of things. We doubled the size of our building. We went from 16,600 square feet to over 30,000 square feet.
Wow.
We renovated our administrative offices, plus added a lot of classrooms. We have several. We have a teaching kitchen. We have a Fit Kid gym. We have a homework diner. We have rooms for our therapist. We have a creative learning room. Several rooms like that for the children. It was all built for the kids and families.
So obviously, maybe expanding the building, does that allow you to serve more children?
Yes, it does. We had expected about 75 kids day one this summer. We had 130.
Wow.
So the whole goal of really the renovation was really to expand the number of kids and parents that we're working with. We hope to be able to serve over 500 over the next 3 years.
And do you operate all year round then?
Yes, we operate after school every day. We're open all day on non-school days and throughout the summer.
So let's talk about some of the reactions. I mean, I'm sure it's great, but I mean, again, this big capital campaign raised money in 15 months, which is amazing. But any kind of special stories just to tell about people when they just first saw the building?
You know, there have been so many stories. When people come in, they say this building reflects joy.
Yeah.
And we had an open house for parents and kids. And really, the parents were so joyous and said, they cried, in fact, and said they couldn't believe we did it for them.
Oh my goodness.
So it's very, very exciting to see. Everybody comes in very happy.
You've been with Completely Kids for 28 years?
Yes, August 1st.
And like you said, it started as Campfire, correct?
Correct.
Okay. What are some of the changes over the years? Because you changed the name because you wanted it to be more local and have be more of a local focus and be able to add more programs. But what are some of the biggest changes that you've seen over the years?
You know, there have been so many. I think really our expansion into more schools has been a big issue. Our focus on the community and our focus on parents has been really, really critical. I think our community is changing, and we're an organization that really has changed to meet those needs.
Because obviously, so 28 years ago, 30 years ago, has the needs of families changed over those 3 decades?
Yes, the needs have changed tremendously. I think we're seeing more complex problems for our families too, and that's had a really impact on our mental health services that we're providing for families.
So what does the future hold for Completely Kids?
More of the same. We want to do a better job about what we're doing. We're really taking this year to take a look at what we're doing and how we can do it better. For the future, we're going to evolve based on what parents tell us they need and what kids tell us they need.
Yeah. And how can people, what are ways people can then give back to you or support you?
There are a lot of ways you can support us. First of all, go to our website, www.completelykids.org. Secondly, get involved as a volunteer. We have 3 special events throughout the year. We also need volunteers to work with our kids in our programs too.
And your 3 special events are?
Author Luncheon, Pinot Pigs and Poets, and Night in the Neighborhood.
Okay. Has Night in the Neighborhood happened, or it's actually coming up, right?
September 27th.
Okay, September 27th, Night in the Neighborhood. You're also in our annual giving guide, so people can find out more that way. But I'm really proud to have Completely Kids on the cover of our August issue. A great in-depth story. You know, our team worked with your team, and I just thought it turned out beautifully.
Thank you, Andy. You did it this time, and the time before we did a capital campaign, you did it then too.
Yeah,
so
I know.
It's nice to see where we were then and where we are now.
Yeah. So you can read this online at spiritofomaha.com, and you can read it online, or you can pick it up at various places around town. And I just want to thank you, Penny, for coming on the show. Thank you for, you have done so much for this organization, and part of it is creating a really amazing team that supports you and then therefore is able to support the community. So
Thank you
Yeah.
for all you do for Omaha.
Thank you so much. We will be right back. Well, I am here with Susan Clement Tober, the artistic director from the Blue Barn Theater and the director of Red Summer. and Beaufield Berry, playwright, author of Red Summer. Again, Blue Barn Theater. Ladies, thank you so much for joining me.
Oh, nice to be here.
Thank you, Andy.
Well, let's just first talk just briefly about the upcoming season. It's an awesome season, number 31.
It is. Season 31, memory. And so each play in its own right reflects memory, be it mind memory, be it heart memory, or be it historical memory.
Did you know that going into the season when you were selecting, or did that come after the fact?
I should say yes, I had it all planned. No, normally I choose the plays by gut instinct.
Sure.
And so then after I've chosen the season, 5 shows, and then usually I can find a theme that runs through them and ties them all together.
Yeah, so you've got 5 shows.
Yes.
The first one is going to be starting when?
September 26th.
And let's talk about the first one titled
Red Summer.
Red Summer.
And
We've said that like several times.
Yeah.
Keep saying it.
We have. We have.
Red Summer.
Right. And I think Beaufield Berry could really speak to Red Summer since she is the playwright.
So Beaufield, what draws you to this story of Will Brown? Talk to me out.
Sure. So the Red Summer is an actual historical term about the summer of 1919, where nationwide we saw a rise in racial tensions and racial riots. And that includes one of the most horrific events happening right here in Omaha, downtown Omaha, where William Brown, who had been falsely accused of assaulting a woman, was lynched by a mob right outside of the courthouse. So I've grown up with that story. It's a well-known piece of Omaha history, and I really wanted it to be even more well-known because there are still people who haven't been touched by it.
Yeah.
So that's what drew me to it. And as we came into 2019, and it was the 100-year anniversary,
right.
I thought that this would be the perfect time to kind of commemorate the event and Will's memory.
Absolutely. So tell me, what do you hope the response is to this play?
I hope that Omahans are open to it. Okay. I hope that they...
Do you think they might not be?
Well, I think that it is a hard thing to remember.
Sure, absolutely.
Right, and I think that it makes people uncomfortable to talk about it. And I hope that they recognize how far we've come, but also how far we have yet to go. Because there are some similarities in the show that very much mirror things that are happening in 2019.
Right, for sure. Because the next question is, why is this piece relevant to today? And I think you just said. You just said it.
As we've been working through the script, we keep saying, "Wow, this is still hitting home." The communities that are affected may be different, but a lot of the politics of the time and a lot of the tension of the time still sits with us.
Isn't that interesting? I mean, it's like that doesn't go away.
Right.
Even
it's interesting and tragic.
Yes. Yeah. You think that you're evolving and moving forward and becoming a more compassionate, planet, which many of us are, but there's a lot of that very prevalent and even more so on some levels. So
it's definitely taught behavior, and so my hope is that it can also be unlearned.
Yeah. And what is Will Brown's legacy to you?
What do you think, Sue?
To not keep repeating, to honor the individual person, no matter the skin color, no matter where you're born, where you're raised, and to never forget, which is a phrase that we hear a lot about different things, and I think it becomes overused, but I think in his spirit, it rings really true. And not only to forget him, not forget him, but also to go forward and live better lives and more inclusive lives and more open-hearted and accepting the beauty in each other. It sounds corny, but
No,
I think
I
that's
mean,
true. Yeah.
I love
that
it.
was beautiful.
Thank you.
So thank you.
We're in the Cornhusker State.
Yeah.
We can be corny.
We can be corny in the Cornhusker State. Well, tell us about the cast and crew. How many people are involved in this performance?
9.
Ooh, we've got a cast of 9.
Fabulous cast.
Yes, I'm excited for everyone to see them. They've been, a lot of them are from here. Our Will Brown is played by Antonio Duke, and he is from the St. Paul, Minneapolis area.
Okay.
So he's joining us in Omaha for rehearsals in the run, and then the rest of our actors are local, and they're fantastic.
They are.
And this kicks off, when's opening night?
September 26th
Okay.
is our opening night, and it runs through October 22nd.
Okay.
And it's we've already launched. We have season ticket holders, of course, and we've launched public sales, and it's selling like wildfire, and that's really thrilling.
And are you already are you?
We're in
prac-
rehearsal.
Rehearsal.
Yeah,
Okay,
we're in
sorry.
rehearsal. I had a great rehearsal. Bofield and I were just speaking about it
Yeah.
last night with the actors, with 4 of the actors, and it's just a tremendous story to be a part of, and I'm super honored to be able to
Yeah.
direct a piece like this, especially with the writing. And I'm not just saying this because I'm sitting next to the
Yeah, you have to
playwright,
say
but
that.
well, it's true. The writing and the narrative of the story, it's really finessed in a way that the connection between the audience and the actors in the story can't help but ignite emotion.
Right. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing this.
Yes, get
I
your
really
tickets.
Am. Yeah. So let's talk about getting tickets. Where do we go to get tickets?
Sure, you can go online, bluebarn.org, or you can call us at the Blue Barn, which
Okay.
is, our phone number.
Yeah, and then also people can buy individual tickets, but the whole
Absolutely.
season is going to be amazing. So
Right.
encourage people to go out
Absolutely.
and buy a season ticket.
Yeah, we have season tickets. We sell to 800 and we cap, and we're at about 670 already.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, so you can call us online or
Yeah.
get them online as well.
Yeah, and also find you on Facebook, right?
Absolutely.
Follow up and keep on what's coming on.
Yeah.
So I just want to thank you both ladies.
Well,
thank you.
thank
You know what? I'm just like a little dyslexic right now. I want to thank both of you ladies.
We took
Susan,
it. We knew what you
Bofield.
meant.
Oh my
We were
goodness.
fine with that.
Wow.
Thanks for having us
yeah,
on.
You're
Thank
so
you,
welcome.
Andy.
And yeah, what a powerful play. I'm looking forward to it, and encourage everybody else to buy their tickets. So we will be right back. Well, I'm here with an amazing woman, Julie Schrader. She is the founder, CEO of Rejuvenating Women, and the executive director of the Restored Wings program. Julie, thank you for being here with me again.
Welcome. Yes.
You were here a year ago,
Yeah.
but thanks for being here again.
Well, thanks for having me again. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.
You just do so much in this community, but I first want to talk about, we interviewed you in the August issue as one of our VIPs, very inspirational person. I want to talk a little bit about your story, because we did a walking meeting, which I love, and I know I said to you, you were just vulnerable. You talked about your life, and that's just, that's easy for you, and it's actually easy for me too, but a lot of people don't do that. You've had a I don't want to call it complicated life, but you've had a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, I've had a lot of stuff.
So talk a little bit about your journey.
Yeah, I grew up in a home that was broken. I mean, my dad left when I was 5. My mother and he eventually got divorced, and he moved away, and didn't see him for a long time. So I grew up without a dad in my life.
Yeah.
And back then, it was even more rare than it is. It was rare then, but it's not as rare now.
Sure.
I mean, it's more common now, but even then, it was tough. And most of my friends had their dads and their moms in the home, and it did something to me. But on top of that, it was just going through trying to discover who I was at that young age.
Yeah.
Even, and not knowing. I mean, just not knowing who I was for the longest time.
Yeah, and how to cope with life. I mean,
Yeah.
how to deal with life.
Yeah, I didn't know how to deal with anything.
Yeah.
So I dealt with it the wrong way, or was an easy target to be a victim in other ways.
Right, right. So you as you went through your life and kind of hit a low point, what was a place in your life where you said, you know what, I'm not going to choose this anymore?
You know, it's a saying. I got sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Yeah.
You know, and I really was there, and I didn't know how to get from this point to that point.
Yeah.
And it actually took a relationship with God and discovering who God really was, and then learning that he really did love me.
Yeah.
That he didn't want these things to happen to me.
Right.
I needed to stop blaming him and hating him, and that just discovering that that he was there through the whole thing. People have choices,
Right.
and he isn't going to change people's actions.
Yeah, yeah. So I think the thing about everyone's journey, but we're talking about yours, is what you went through and where you found your faith and your peace really brought you to this place of founding Rejuvenating Women. You know, sometimes if you wouldn't have gone through that,
Yeah.
this may not even exist.
I think about that, and I agree with that.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about what is Rejuvenating Women.
Yeah, it's a nonprofit that helps women who have been victimized in one way or the other by being trafficked,
Yeah.
and sexually exploited.
Yeah. And you have a lot of programs and services. Just tell us briefly
Yeah.
about those, because you've got a big event that we're going to be talking
Yeah.
about in a little bit. But
Sure.
let's talk a little bit more.
We have a home that is 2 years, up to 2 years.
Okay.
Long-term residential home. It's a therapeutic home, so it's not a place where they just go live, sleep, eat, and it's where they actually have to do work to get
Right.
healthy. And we work with people that do equine therapy, that do the branding tattoo removal with a local hospital. We work with other organizations and individuals that can also bring pieces that we don't have. But we have a wonderful, loving, compassionate staff
Yeah.
that are around the clock with them, that do groups with them, that will counsel them, that do one-on-one case management with them so that they can get back on their feet. We make sure that they go to doctor's appointments, psychology appointments, whatever they need. Court,
Right.
meeting with law enforcement. And we just make sure that we're available for those things.
Right. And one of the things that when we were on our walking meeting, we were talking about some of your needs, because this is no small feat to have this organization running. And, you know, you have things that you need to help these women. And let's just talk a little bit about that. How can people support you
Sure.
and the organization?
Well, some of the basic things: toilet paper, paper towels, anything disposable. I mean, laundry soap, shampoos. Women go through a lot of toilet paper, and so that's usually one of the first things that comes out of my mouth. When,
Yeah.
You know, anything like that to donate. Food, gas cards. We do a lot of running with our van and taking them here and there. So a lot of gas, Hy-Vee trips, or you know, Walmart trips, whatever.
Right.
So we do that a lot, and we do pay for a lot of their medications, because sometimes they're not covered under
Right.
whatever plan they have, or even Medicaid. So it depends, but and over-the-counter medications as well. But of course, we need funding. We need
For sure.
the money, because it's a big house.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot of people and a lot of a lot of things to make this run, which takes money.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, talk about funding and how people can support you and
Sure.
donate. You've got the 5th annual Restored Wings Gala coming up on September 19th. It's a
Yep.
Thursday night.
Yes.
Really excited about this.
Yes.
And tell
And
us-
you're honorary chair.
I am.
So you should be super excited about
I
it.
am super excited and very honored that you
Yeah.
asked me.
Yeah, of course.
I'm
Well, you do a lot in the community too, and we recognize that. We see that, and you've done a lot for us.
Yeah.
And we wanted to honor you in that way.
Right. So tell us a little bit about the event and what people can expect, and you have a guest speaker.
Yeah, we have a woman, she is a survivor of trafficking and has started an organization that gives out college scholarships.
Okay.
Her name is Shamir McKenzie. She is not from here. She was born in Jamaica, not trafficked in Jamaica, but then she came to the United States and then trafficked, and her testimony is incredible. So she'll be here as the keynote speaker. We do have some other officials that will be speaking as well, and individuals, some shorter ones. But the fundraising piece, it's our biggest fundraiser of the year. So this is the one time a year that we really put in a lot of effort, and we want people to learn about human trafficking. So while we are focusing also on fundraising, there is another piece to that, and that is educating the public. So anyone that comes, we want to make sure that they get as much knowledge as they can in that amount of time of trafficking. Because I've had many people come up to me say, I came with so-and-so and I didn't even know this existed and didn't know that this, trafficking in Omaha. And then I heard your speaker and I heard what you guys had to say about it. And now I'm more aware. I mean, it's amazing the opportunity that we have by doing this to be able to share the truth of human trafficking in Omaha, Nebraska.
Yeah. Because it's kind of rampant here. I mean,
it's terrible here.
Yeah.
It's terrible everywhere.
Yeah.
It happens under our noses. It happens over the lunch hour. It happens when you don't even think about it.
And it doesn't just happen in a city motel.
No, no
downtown.
way. Yeah, I tell people that. It happens at your top-notch 5-star hotels.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So how can people buy tickets? Where can we go for tickets?
Yeah, you can, probably the easiest way is go to our website.
Okay.
And right at the top there in our banner, it should give you a prompt, get tickets or buy tickets.
Sure.
And it'll take you to our ticket website.
Yeah.
That then you can purchase the table. You can purchase tickets for two for yourself.
There's sponsorship opportunities.
Sponsorship opportunities. Yeah, we're looking for sponsorship still.
Okay.
Now I think we end sales on that on the 11th.
Okay.
Now, if a sponsorship, if they buy tickets that late, they may not end up in the program.
Sure.
But right. So, but we're not going to close the door on anyone wanting to come. So.
Well, and people can also follow you on Facebook as well.
Yes.
You've got a lot of great information and videos out there.
Yes.
So tell us the website one more time.
It is rejuvenatingwomen.com.
Yeah. And you're also in our annual giving guide, so you can go to that and pick that up around town and learn more about that at spiritofomaha.com. So, Julie, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for just being you and showing up.
Thank you.
And
thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Appreciate it.
And we will be right back. Well, thank you everyone for joining us today. You can find out more about Metro Magazine at spiritofomaha.com. You can also like us on Facebook. And don't forget, September 15th is the deadline, or is our final deadline for nominating your favorite charity event, executive director, volunteer of the year, small business. So again, go to spiritofomaha.com to nominate, and we'll get into the final voting season here in about a month. So we look forward to seeing you back here next week.